Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with another K1 Visa Green Card live stream just for you guys. More information to help you pull you over the finish line for free instead of paying an immigration attorney thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I do this process for you guys on live streams for free. And today is June 16th, 2026. And remember, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you legal advice. I don't work for USCIS. But you don't need an immigration attorney to file for a basic K1 visa application or a 2 year green card or a 10-year green card or to lift conditions off of your 2 year green card or to file for US citizenship using Form N-400. You don't need an immigration attorney. People are spending all kinds of money with these private companies out there. These private companies are charging you an arm and a leg to file a freaking K1 visa. I mean, it's ridiculous, guys. Come on, hang out with Diego, and we will get you through this stress free as possible with as minimum cost as possible. Now, of course, you could always join as a member to the channel. I don't know where it is down here. There's a join button. It's like $9.99 a month. I mean, and then you go to the members only videos, and you can get my phone number and email address. You can text me, call me, email me, and I'll pull you over the finish line over the phone if I have to. Whatever help you need, text me and I will help you. Filing a K1 visa is not difficult. Okay, you just gotta pay attention to details, be due diligent in what you're doing, be in a real relationship, and qualify for the benefit. Make enough money. Your income has to be sufficient. Now, if you're from the Philippines, if you're a lovely young person from the Philippines engaged to an American, the processing for the appointment at the embassy in Manila, the U.S. embassy, there's some changes that were made. So it's a little bit more complicated trying to get an appointment, trying to set up an appointment. And then you got to do the CFO, which is what all Philippine nationals have to complete a CFO as per the Philippine government before you can leave Philippines and come live in this great country, the United States of America. It's a great country. You know, we may not have a great government right now, but we are definitely a great country. Karina right now is on her English class. She's on her laptop computer doing a live Zoom call with her English professor and all of her other student friends. So they do it on a live Zoom call. There's a big storm, I guess, brewing off the coast of Texas or coming up through the Gulf of America that's causing havoc. But we got soaked today here in the panhandle of Florida because of that storm. But hey, it is what it is, right? This is Florida. We expect to get these kind of crazy weather patterns come through here sometimes, but we get through it. And today I laid a pallet of sod in a freaking rainstorm. That massive tornado rainstorm thing that passed overhead. I was out in the yard laying sod in the back garden. I ordered the sod 2 weeks ago, and it showed up today. A big truck pulled in and dropped it off in the driveway, and I had to get the sod put down into the ground, and otherwise it would dry up. But luckily for me, it was pouring rain, so I looked like I just climbed out of a dishwasher, and I was covered in mud. I was like a 10-year-old kid playing in the mud today. But I got all the grass down, and the sod was laid, and then Karina came home from work, and she's like, "Wow, you filled in the last part that was needed to be filled in," because our backyard went to, didn't fare too well. I spent 3 years in Colombia, so I didn't take care of the yard. I was in Colombia with beautiful Karina, so the yard went kind of the wayside, but it's all now back up to par the way it's supposed to be. One of the hazards of living in Florida is you gotta endure hurricanes, thunderstorms, rainstorms, and things like that, especially during the summer months. We're in the hurricane season right now, and the hurricane season ends, I believe, in November. So we still got a ways to go. Hopefully we make it through this summer without any hurricanes coming this way or anyway. Now, if you're gonna file, if you're gonna use like some of these companies, they're charging you a ton of money, okay, to file a K-1 visa application. Somebody texted me the other day. I think his name was Basil, and he's in the Republic of Ireland, and he's engaged to an American citizen. He's in Ireland, but originally he is from Finland. So we got Basil from Finland living in Ireland, and his American citizen sponsor. She's in the United States. She used a company called Boundless Immigration in order to file for his K-1 visa. So I went to check out Boundless Immigration. It sounds like a good idea, right? Use a company that's going to help you. So how much does it cost? Well, if you pay for the essential bundle to file a K-1 visa application with Boundless Immigration, it's going to cost you $1,379. Now that price does not include the visa, the K-1 visa fee. Or you can get the premium bundle from Boundless Immigration, and that's going to cost you $2,549. It's a lot of freaking money to process a K-1 visa. But they do say you're going to get a legal consultation, one immigration attorney, one time will go over your paperwork. You're spending $2,500, actually close to $2,600 to process a 13-page document plus all the supporting evidence. Now, I'm not bashing Boundless Immigration. I mean, I'm sure they do a good job, but if you want to pay somebody, let's see here, $1,379, and if you pay them $1,379, what are they going to do for you? Well, they're going to complete the K-1 and review it and file it for you. Why can't you fill out the paperwork, review it, and file it? And they said they will help you with the adjustment of status. They're going to review it and file it. That's the 2-year green card, right? You can do that yourself. And it says it's a seamless, stress-free transition from visa to green card with one team. Well, it's an expensive team by the sounds of it, okay? Now, I'm not trying to bash anybody, but I mean, it's just crazy. That's a very expensive. Then you're going to pay the $2,600 almost. Then you got to pay $1,400. What is it for the 2-year green card? $1,400 and some dollars. And then you got to lift the conditions off the green card. That doesn't include that. Christopher, let's see here. Good evening, Diego, Chris, and Rihanna saying hello to everyone. Hello, Christopher Reese and Rihanna. We hope you're doing well. Nice to hear from you on the live stream. Mohammed Fowl. Hey, Diego, Mohammed, what is going on? How are you doing? How is your family? Now, remember, this channel is here primarily to help you get your K-1 visa and your 2-year and 10-year green card and spousal visa and U.S. citizenship approved without paying an immigration attorney. I can help you get through this process. Just ask me questions. If you don't know how to do something in the K-1 visa application, ask me and I'll give you the answer right here. Christopher Reese, great news. We got adjustment of status interview next month. Good job. Very good. Good news indeed. You'll go to your interview. But remember, with this current administration, even though you're going to probably, no doubt, you're going to get approved for your green card, your wife's going to get Rihanna will get her green card approved. It's going to take maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe 5 months before they send it to you, because they're going to do continued security checks. They're going to do more background checks. They're going to look at your or her Facebook account, her Instagram account, etc. Mohammed Fayel, one question. Okay, my friend. If my U.S. citizen wife is using Medicare, did that affect your removal condition? Well, if your wife is using it, it's probably not. It would only be a problem if the beneficiary is using it, right? So it depends. I don't think so. As long as the beneficiary, which would be you, right, isn't on Medicare, then there shouldn't be an issue with it. But if it's medical, I mean, immigration is usually pretty lenient when it comes to medical stuff. So I wouldn't be concerned about it. What you're going to be, so you got your 2-year green card and you're getting ready to lift the conditions off your 2-year green card. Mohammed Fayal, no, I'm not using it. Then you got nothing to worry about. This is the administration is concerned about beneficiaries, immigrants using public, taxpayer money to support themselves, whether it's welfare, Medicare, etc., SNAP, things like that. If you're in this country as an immigrant, your American citizen sponsor is supposed to be taking care of you. Mohammed Fowle, yes, I have my 2-year green card. Very good. So you got your 2-year green card. Now you've been collecting all the evidence, right, for the last 2 years. So when you go to lift the conditions with your 2-year green card to a 10-year green card, you're going to lift the conditions off of it. You got 2 years plus worth of evidence of your happily married life with your American citizen wife, right? You're on the bank statements. Both names are on joint bank accounts together. Your name is on the lease to the apartment or the deed to the house. Your name is on the title to the car with your wife. You both share responsibilities for the family budget. You have a credit card. Your wife has a credit card. You both share the family bills. Like my beautiful wife, Karina, is from Venezuela. And she has her credit card. I have my credit card. I buy stuff. Like I bought a pallet of salt from Home Depot and got it delivered today. She buys stuff at like TJ Maxx or Walmart. She goes grocery shopping. So when we get our bank statements every month, both of our names are showing on the bank statements as buying stuff. Her stuff is listed here and my stuff is listed here. So when we filed for her 10-year green card, we included bank statements for 24 months worth of bank statements with both our names on the bank statements showing mutual commingling of funds and responsibility, joint responsibility of running this house, paying the electric bill, paying the water bill, paying the gas bill, paying the light, paying the internet, paying for the cell phone, etc. You got to, immigration are looking to see that you are living under the same roof. You're responsible for the bills together, not just, you don't want to have one person, the American citizen sponsor, paying for all the freaking bills. Okay? You don't want to have the American citizen sponsor's name on every single bill. You got to be sharing the load. Okay? Now, my wife, Karina, she got her letter of extension for her 2-year green card. Her 2-year green card expires in about a week, but she got a letter of extension given her. Her green card now expires in June of 2030, not June of 2026. So June of 2030 is when her green card expires now. Then we got a letter in the mail yesterday. We have to go to her biometrics in New Orleans, in Louisiana. So we're going to drive from Florida all the way to Louisiana for a 10-minute appointment. So we're going to make a weekend out of it. And I'm going to make a video of Karina's adventures in New Orleans. How about that? Mohammed, we have everything. Yes, very good. Good job. Albertine Mohosmarisira 8584. Man, that's a long name. How do you fit that on a driver's license? I'm kidding. Hello, Diego. I would like to ask you if I have to do all the medicals for my green card because I have done them back home. Yes, you do. I was told to do only the immunization. That's a big error. Whoever told you that is giving you bad advice. Civil surgeon want me to do all again. That's correct. So I'm assuming you arrived in the United States of America on a K-1 visa, right? And now you're getting ready to file for the adjustment of status. You must have a complete medical exam and a brand new Form 693 signed by the civil surgeon and a recertification of your immunization paperwork. So That must be included in a sealed envelope with your adjustment of status application. So, Albertine, I'm going to just call you Albert. Is that okay? Is that okay? I don't want to disrespect your name now, but it's a long name and I don't want to mess it up. You arrived in America, you got your 2 year, you got your K1 visa, you got into the USA. You must repeat the medical exam with a civil surgeon authorized by the US State Department. The civil surgeon will sign off on the 693 after they complete the medical exam, recertify your immunizations. That goes into a sealed envelope addressed to USCIS, eyes only. That will be included in your 2 year green card application. Okay, it's mandatory. You repeat the medical exam. Yes, Albert is my nickname. Yes, I'm on a K1. So Albert, you're in America right now on a K1, correct? And you're putting together the paperwork for your K1 visa for your 2 year green card. But well, welcome to the United States. We're glad you're here. Welcome to this great country, the Republic. We're a constitutional republic. So when somebody told you you only have to do the immunizations, Albert, but the website says I should not repeat everything, don't disregard that. Trust me, it's all changed. Okay, the websites for the U.S. embassies around the world, they're all 5 years out of date. They're useless. If you listen to me, if you follow my advice, okay, you will be fine. But if you submit a green card application without a medical exam being repeated in the USA, you're going to get either a letter of denial or an RFE looking for the medical exam. Or they're going to tell you to bring the medical exam to the 2 year green card interview. I don't care what the website says. You should repeat your medical exam, get a brand new 693 signed by the civil surgeon, recertify your immunizations records, and include it in your 2 year green card application. Okay? You got to listen. If you follow my advice, you're going to be fine. I don't care what the website says. The website is out of date and obsolete. There you go, Albert. I'm going to save you a big headache, okay? I don't want to see you get into a big headache. You got it, right? There you go. There you go. If you hang out with Diego and sometimes Karina when she's not busy, we're going to get you through this the right way without any mistakes. I've been doing this for 13 years. Okay? Long time. I don't care what the website says. Just it's ridiculous. They don't update anything. Renos das, what is that? Reno das Terdivan. I'm a U.S. citizen. Very good. My fiance is from Nigeria. Very good. We have an 18-year age gap. Okay, so petition sent back to USCIS 221G. They are reviewing since April 14th. Any chance getting visa or will it be revoked? Well, what does it say on the 221G? The age gap's irrelevant. Okay. I'm older than Karina by 20-some years. Immigration don't care what your age gap is. What they do care about is that you're in a real relationship and everything's good. You submitted sufficient evidence. I mean, I lived with Karina for 3 years in Bogota, Colombia. We rented an apartment together and I was on the rent. My name was, and her name was on the rent. So they said they don't believe it was a bona fide relationship. Well, then what did you? I mean, if you didn't submit overwhelming evidence to immigration, that's what they're going to do. It doesn't matter whether you're from Nigeria or from Colombia or from Australia. It doesn't matter what country. If you don't submit in the K1 application overwhelming evidence of your relationship with, then that's what's going to happen. So you need to be coming up with some evidence to show that you are in a real relationship. Okay. Alba, you get it, right? Repeat, Alba, pay the money, repeat the medical exam, get it in your 2 year green card application. Just do it. When Karina got to the United States, my beautiful wife from from Venezuela. She lived in Colombia for 6 years. We lived together in Bogota for 3 years. My name was on the rent agreement, so my name and her name were on the rent receipts every month. So I had what, 2.5 years plus worth, 3 years worth of rent receipts that went into the K1 visa application, showing that we're in a bona fide relationship because of we have an age difference too, but it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. What's relevant is you got to prove you're in a bona fide relationship. And Albert, it says, okay, I will have to do it. Yes, you have to. You have to. Don't pay attention to that obsolete, out-of-date website. That's what gets people freaking in trouble. Pay attention to me, and I will save you from a big headache, okay? When my wife got to the United States, the first thing we did was I scheduled her for a medical exam with a civil surgeon to repeat the medical exam. She just had her medical exam in Bogota, Colombia, okay? And let me see, when was it? November of 2023. And in January of 2024, we did the whole thing over again. And they gave me a copy of her medical exam, which we have at the house here still, but we don't even worry about it now. We've already filed for her 10-year green card. She already got an extension on her 2-year green card to 2030. Once you've done the medical exam for the 2-year green card, that's the last time you got to do it. When you file for the 10-year green card and for U.S. citizenship, you don't have to repeat the medical exam. Now, Rano Destur Divan. You're a U.S. citizen. Your fiance is from Nigeria. You got an 18-year age gap. Doesn't matter. And the petition was sent back to USCIS. And they've been reviewing it since April 14th. It's now what, June 16th, so 2 months. And the question is, any chance of the visa? If they said they don't believe it was a bona fide relationship, then it's not looking good for you guys. Most likely they will not approve it. So this, that's what my opinion is. When I submitted for Karina's K1 visa application, okay, we had 3 albums. We had, let me see, 10, 20, 30, 45 pounds. That's how much it weighed. It weighed 45 pounds. That's the three albums of information that I submitted to Louisville, Texas. And then it went on to the Service Center in California, then the National Visa Center, then it went to the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. 3 albums full of stuff weighing about 45 pounds with 3 years worth of evidence of our relationship. Trips together. We went on vacation all over Colombia. We went to Cucuta, Colombia. Karina wanted to show me Venezuela. I can't go to Venezuela, so we flew to Cucuta, and I was right there on the border looking at Venezuela. We were in Cartagena, Colombia. We took a bus trip from Cucuta to Bogota. It was like 15 or 18-hour bus ride. I mean, we were all over the place in Colombia, and we documented it with pictures. Okay? 3 years worth of stuff. Dinner dates. We probably ate at every steak restaurant there is in Bogota, Colombia. And I kept the receipts. I paid for it on my credit card. I kept the receipts. And I taped the receipts onto onto this copy paper and put it in the application. Overwhelming evidence. There was so much stuff. But the boarding passes, the plane tickets, the hotel receipts, the photos, about 50, 60 pictures with family and friends. You don't want to submit selfies. When you file for a K1 visa, selfies are irrelevant with immigration. They want to see you in your beneficiary's country of origin. In my case, I was in Colombia, and it was just overwhelming. David ZZZ, the only question the consular asked my fiance was about our age gap. Yeah. I'm 20 years older than Karina. We've been together for going on 6 years. Age gap's irrelevant. Really. It's no big deal. But if there's no evidence of your relationship, then it is a big deal. Reno, I've been there 2 times and submitted all the evidence from both trips and 3 years of chats. So you got 3 years of chats. Well, I'm assuming on what WhatsApp chats, or Yahoo Messenger, where, you know, 3 years you've been dating each other. Okay, I'm pretty got this down pat, right? Now, Jody Fairfield. Hi, Diego and Karina. Jody, what's going on? How are you? How's Jody's family doing? How are you all doing? So, Ranu, you got a 221G. Everything was sent back to USCIS, and I don't know. I don't think you're going to get your K1 visa approved. Actually, from what you told me, just prepare for that. Okay. I really don't think so. So, you know, I would be looking at getting married to her in Nigeria. You know, get married in Nigeria and file for a spousal visa. Using Form I-130. Jody Fairfield. Oh shoot! I forgot to update my new card to make the payment. I will get that done tonight. Yeah, come on, welcome. Get back on board as a member, Jody. We need you. Jody, doing great. Have talk on 7 weather tomorrow. Yeah, we had serious weather conditions today here in Florida. And how are you all? We're doing good. Karina right now, she's on her laptop computer doing a Zoom call with her English professor, doing the English classes. And in fact, Karina, she's doing so well. I mean, she got mentioned. She got mentioned in this book right here, Journeys in Learning. Karina is in this book. She's not the author. It's a collection of essays by Florida's adult learners. So Karina's in these adult classes, and then they published her story, you know, in here from her trip from Venezuela to the United States. So Karina's published now. She's right here. Let's see. Reno, that was our next step. Thank you. And then Jody Fairfield. That's awesome. Yeah, she's published now. It's Karina right here on page. Let me see what page it is. I don't have my glasses on. Okay. But she basically just explained her story. You know, my name is Karina Ross and I'm from Venezuela, etc. She's in this book. Right. A whole page. It's very interesting. Yeah, we're pleased, Jody, and you know, we're happy she's in this English class, and she got published in this book about immigrants into the United States and their, you know, why they're learning English. Well, Karina's learning English not only just for her job, but so she can become a U.S. citizen. Let's see here. David, attorneys claim it's game over for K1 sent back to USCIS. So it depends. It depends. Not always. Sometimes, I mean, I helped a guy get his K1 visa approved after it was sent back from the embassy in Ghana. Okay, so his beneficiary went to her K1 visa interview with her engagement ring on her finger, and that's not a good idea because the consular officer thought that she was married, and she said, "No, it's an engagement ring. It's not a wedding ring." And the consular officer said, "Prove that it's a engagement ring. Prove it." And obviously she couldn't, so they sent her whole case file back to USCIS in California, and then he jumped on this channel, and I saved him. I had him go to the jewelry store where he bought the engagement ring and had him reprint the receipt. And I had him get the jeweler to write on the receipt, "This is an engagement ring," in big freaking letters, circled. "This is an engagement ring." Oh, I just kicked the table. So he submitted that to USCIS as evidence that it was an engagement ring. and they overcame the rejection, and they sent everything back to the embassy, and then everything worked out. He got the K1 visa. I saved him. Okay. This was a couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago. I saved him. But if you get your stuff sent back to USCIS because they don't believe it's a bona fide relationship, that's almost impossible to overcome. So the only solution is you get married to your beneficiary in her home country and file everything over again with an I-130. That's the way to do it. Denise Jefferson, welcome back, Denise. How's Kenneth doing out there in beautiful Utah? I took Karina to Utah last month, actually. Denise Jefferson, if you listen to this man and take his advice to the letter, you will be successful in the process. 16-year age difference with my husband and I, the woman, and older than him. Yeah, Denise, your husband's very lucky to have you. He found a good lady, a good person, and he's done well, and you've done well, and you're happily married and enjoying life in beautiful Utah. The age gap doesn't matter. It's how strong of a application you send in. Okay, I'm 20 years older than Karina, but who cares? She doesn't care. I don't care. Immigration didn't care. Why didn't immigration care? Because I submitted overwhelming evidence of our relationship. We'd been together for 3 years, basically living together. I was taking care of two places. I was taking care of our apartment in Colombia and this house here in Florida. That was no easy task. You know, the grass here loves to grow in the summertime. So I had to get my friend to come over and cut my freaking yard. And he did it for 3 years for nothing. I didn't have to pay him a dime. He's a Navy guy. I'm a Navy guy. He took care of me. I take care of him. So for 3 years, my friend picked up my mail, cut my yard, checked on the house. He did everything, you know. So I'll never be able to thank him enough. I did give him a nice big gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. So hopefully he used it. So Denise says she has a 16-year age difference with her husband, Kenneth. But it doesn't matter, right? You guys are moving along with the process, no problems. Denise Jefferson, adjustment of status coming up very soon. You should already you should already have, Kenneth should already have his 2-year green card, Denise. Right? He has his 2-year green card. I think what you meant to say was lifting the conditions off of his 2-year green card. That's what I think you meant to say. He's gone from a 2-year green card to a 10-year green card, right? He does. Okay, yeah, there you go. So you're going to be filing I-form. Here, Denise, you got to make sure that Kenneth has been on when you file for a 10-year green card, you have to show 10 times as much evidence for your 10-year green card as you did for the 2-year green card. You got to have 2 years worth of evidence now showing you are living together, that you are commingling funds, you are joint bank account owners, you are paying the bills equal, you're sharing the financial responsibility of the house. Like Karina, she pays the trash bill, I pay the light bill, etc. Kenneth should have his own green card. He should have his own credit card. He should be on the title to your car or whatever it is. You know, I think didn't you just buy a new car last year? So when you file for the 10-year green card, you're going to file Form I-751. I write it right here. I-751. You want to file I-751, lifting conditions. It's a very easy form. It's like 11 pages. It's so easy a caveman can do it. You fill out the form. You make sure you don't make any mistakes on the paperwork. Make sure you know how to fill it out correctly. And then you include all the evidence that you can possibly show that shows you and Kenneth have been happily living together for the last 2 years. Okay? I recommend you mail in the paperwork. Don't file online. Don't file on. If you file online, it's $700, I believe. But if you file it paper the old-fashioned way, like you did for the 2-year green card, it's $750. People have been trying to save that $50, and it's just been a headache for them. So keep collecting all the evidence with you and Kenneth, happily married, pictures together, different events, Christmas, birthdays, Independence Day celebrations. Denise Jefferson, I've seen your delivery package. I'm a bit nervous, but we'll follow your lead. Nonetheless, nothing but success since day one. You're going to be okay, Denise. You're good. You're good. You got nothing to worry about. It's just basically showing your life together for the last 2 years with Kenneth to an immigration officer. So what's going to happen is when you file the I-751, you got to do it within 90 days before Kenneth's 2-year green card expires. So look on his green card, take a look on Kenneth's green card, look at the expiration date. So 90 days back from the expiration date, that's when, in that time frame, that's when you're going to file for the 10-year green card. Okay, lifting the conditions is what it's called. What's going to happen is you're going to have a successful filing. After you file it, about 3 weeks after immigration receive your I-751 plus all your supporting evidence, Kenneth will get a letter from immigration that's going to extend his 2-year green card another 4 years from the expiration date. Like Karina, my wife from Venezuela, her 2-year green card expires next week, June of 2026, next week, June 16th or June 26th, I think it is. But her green card is now extended until June of 2030. Okay, and that anti-immigrant, anti-green card, horrible individual in the White House is not going to be president by then. I mean, he's trying to get everybody deported. Seriously, he's just a nasty president. Okay, now, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, but he's just a nasty president in regards to people and immigrants, legal green card holders like my wife. Denise Jefferson, got it. We will file to lift conditions in October 2026. Happy to hear that Karina's arrived so quickly. Yeah, we filed for Karina's 10-year green card. She got her letter of extension within 21 days. And then yesterday, I believe it was, she got her letter to go to New Orleans for her biometrics. So it took 3 weeks to get the extension letter, the 4-year extension letter, and then it took another week to get the letter for her biometrics. So on Sunday, we're going to drive to New Orleans, spend the day there, spend the night, have a New Orleans celebration for her 4-year green card extension, for the 48-month extension on her green card. I'll take her to eat somewhere nice in some restaurants in New Orleans. Then I'll probably drive, instead of going straight to New Orleans, I'll drive up I-10, get on Interstate 12, then take her south across the Mandeville Causeway. It's like the longest bridge in the world. It crosses over Lake Pontchartrain, the longest bridge in the world. So I want to get Karina a ride over the longest bridge in the world. And then we'll drive into New Orleans, spend the day in New Orleans, check into the hotel, get up early next morning, take a shower, eat a big breakfast at the Holiday Inn, and then go to her biometrics appointment. And then we'll spend the day in New Orleans again and drive home in the evening. So we got it planned out. We'll have 2 days in New Orleans for a 10-minute appointment with immigration. And then while I am there at the USCIS office, I'm going to ask them very nicely, what's the deal with these block green card applications from these 75 countries? What's the deal? Why are you doing that? Let me put them in this. I'm going to put them on the spot right there. I'm going to put those people, okay, they don't like what's going on any more than we do in regards to the blockage on those people. So Denise, you're going to file for, now it's a joint application, remember. When you file Form 751, it's a husband and wife application. Both of you are going to be signing that paperwork, Okay. When you filed for the K1 visa, it was you, Denise, who were filing for Kenneth on Kenneth's behalf. Then when Kenneth came to the United States, it was Denise, who filed the 864 affidavit of support saying you're going to financially support him until he gets on his feet. And then he filed the 485 requesting the green card, which he got. Now, this time around, it's both of you filing as husband and wife for his 10-year green card. And then actually it's the permanent residency card. When you file for the 10-year green card, you don't have to submit the I-94. You don't have to repeat the medical exam. Okay? You don't have to put a copy of his K1 visa in there. Those days are gone. He already has his 2-year green card. You did good. You made it through you've made it this far with a big age gap between the two of you, which is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Immigration don't care if there's a big age gap. What they do care about is if there's no relationship evidence and there's a big age gap. But then that problem will arise also if there's not a big age gap. If you're 2 years apart from each other in age and you don't submit enough evidence for your green card, you're going to have issues, or your K1 visa. If there's a 2-year age gap or a 5-year age gap or a 20-year age gap, if you don't submit enough evidence, you're going to have issues. But if you submit overwhelming evidence with your K1 visa application, you're not going to have a problem. Jody Fairfield, sounds like a good trip. Yeah, we're going to leave here Sunday morning, drive to New Orleans. We're going to drive through, obviously, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. I'm going to park the car in public parking for the day, and I'll take Karina all around New Orleans. I'll maybe take her, take her to the Riverwalk. I got these allergies, guys. Florida is the allergy capital of the world. I'll take her to the Riverwalk, take her to, there's a place you can go, like the Sounds of Illusion or something it's called. Go eat some beignets. So those are New Orleans style donuts. I shouldn't be eating those because of sugar, but who cares? It's, I'm going to go eat beignets with Karina. Take her, maybe go eat at the Hard Rock Cafe, get some hamburgers there. The steak's too expensive, but the hamburgers would probably be a good deal. Maybe I'll take her to Pat O'Brien's. I don't know. Walk up and down Bourbon Street, walk around, go to Jackson Square, maybe go out on a swamp boat. Take her and check out alligators in the Louisiana swamps. I don't know. We'll figure out something. But whatever we do, I'm going to make a video about it and post it on the channel for you guys. Sounds great. What about a 3.5 hour drive? No, it's about a 4-hour drive, 4.5 hour drive. So we'll leave early in the morning. It's about a 4-hour drive. When I was a younger person back in my 30s, I could probably do it in 3 hours, breaking land speed records on I-10. But I don't break land speed records on I-10 anymore. I just drive the freaking speed limit, stay in the right lane, and stay out of everybody's way. That's what I do now. I just drive the speed limit. Jody Fairfield, not bad at all. No, it's about a 4-hour drive, 4.5 hours, 4 hours. I could normally do it in 3 hours, but I'm not going to be, like I said, I don't have my sports car anymore. I got a Chevy Malibu that does 35 miles to the gallon. I had a Mercedes-Benz sports car. I sold it years ago. I don't see even right. I don't even can't figure out why I even bought it. But there you go. I bought it, used it for 2 years, sold it. Now I'm in a Chevy Malibu, and I just stay out of everybody's way on the road, and hopefully they stay out of my way, and that way there's no accidents. So when you file for a 10-year green card, when we filed for Karina's 10-year green card, we included both of our credit cards with our names on it, not the credit card number, obviously, but the credit cards, photographs of a copy of the front showing both names, her Florida driver's license, my Florida driver's license, that shows the same address. We're living under the same roof. We included 24 bank statements showing our bank transactions for 24 months. We included 24 electric bills, gas bills, trash bills, water bills, sewage bills, both our names on it. Electric bills, I didn't start printing those until about 8 months ago, so I only provided 8 months worth of electric bills. I just clean forgot to include it. I mean, I'm on here telling everybody to include it, and then I freaking forgot to do it myself. But everything worked out. We submitted about 50 pictures of our, not just pictures of our 2 years together in Florida, but our pictures from when we first started dating each other. I included pictures with her friends and family in 2021, 2022, 2023, then our wedding pictures 2024, 2025, and some pictures from 2026. So close to 6 years worth of photos spread out over time. And then within 3 weeks, she had her 4-year extension letter. You know, if Trump wasn't president, I doubt very much if we would have to even have a green card interview. But her 2-year green card expires in 2030. He's done. His presidency is done in 2029. So hopefully by 2028, we'll have her 10-year green card done. And Trump will be so busy trying to save his Republican base from getting decimated at the midterms, and then again in 2029, that maybe he'll quit messing around with green card holders. Denise Jefferson, we have been blessed that we have a local USCIS in Utah, right? We will not have to worry about the travel for the biometrics. Very good. But hopefully be able to take a victory trip upon receipt of the extension letter. Yeah. When you get that 4-year letter of extension, you must always carry it with you with the 2-year green card. Even though Kenneth's 2-year green card is going to be expired, you put the 4-year letter of extension with his green card, you wrap them together like a Christmas gift, and they become like brother and sister together as one. So make sure that you have that with him at all times. Okay? Very important. And I took Karina actually to Utah, Denise. I know you live in Utah. I took Karina to Utah last month. I took her to Bryce Canyon and to Zion National Park. I took her to St. George's also. We went through Arizona. I took her to California. I took her to Santa Barbara. She bumped into Arnold Schwarzenegger in Santa Barbara. He was riding his 10-speed mountain bike. Arnold Schwarzenegger was riding his mountain bike in Santa Monica on the bike trail, and he came around the corner and almost ran over Karina. And he's like, "Oops," and he said hi to Karina, and Karina said hi to him, and he carried on his merry way. So I took Karina to Hollywood Boulevard. She got to put her fingers and hands into Steven Seagal's fingerprints. She bought some souvenirs on Hollywood Boulevard. Let me see what else. We went to Arizona, and of course we explored Las Vegas again. We walked up and down the strip and had a good time. So we're already planning our next vacation, and Karina is in good status now with immigration for the next 4 years and a week. And we got no trepidation. We got no fears of her getting her permanent residency card. There's no fears, even though she's from Venezuela. Denise Jefferson, sounds like you had a good time. As for me, I still believe that living here is equivalent to taking an Ambien. Well, it's easy for somebody to visit Utah, stay for a day or so, and then leave, right? But having to actually live there is very isolated. Where we went, it was isolated. It was basically mountains. And what do they call them? Those mountains, Ojos or Horos or whatever they call them. I can't remember. But it was very good to visit. It was interesting. Karina got to see Bryce Canyon, and she got to visit Zion National Park. And those were two very interesting places. For the most part, we had a good time. California, Los Angeles was, I was in California, I was in Los Angeles about 20-something years ago. And it was a beautiful city. Now it looks like a giant dumpster. Horrible, dirty, graffiti, nasty. I don't know. I also took Karina to Beverly Hills. She wanted to walk up and down Rodeo Drive. Obviously, we don't have the resources to buy anything on Rodeo Drive, but we certainly took a walk up and down Rodeo Drive. And she went to an art show in Beverly Hills. So we did a lot, actually. And we got lots of pictures and everything for when she applies for U.S. citizenship. No doubt they're going to want to see pictures. Jody Fairfield, I recommend Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Okay, good. That's where we took Isabel on her first vacation. Very good. Here in the United States. We rented a beautiful cabin. Nice. And we had a lot of fun there. She loved it. All right, Jody, very good. So you rented the cabin in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, right? That's where you rented the cabin. Gatlinburg or Gatlinburg. Very good. And that's a good idea. And actually, Tennessee is north of us here, so it would probably take about it's probably an 8-hour drive. As for flying, I mean, we flew from Florida to Atlanta to Las Vegas. And then when we flew back, we flew from Las Vegas to Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. And 5 minutes before we were supposed to get on the plane, they canceled our flight because of bad weather in Dallas, Fort Worth. So then Karina got a text message saying we got to rebook our own freaking flight on an app. And I said, no, wait a second. We didn't cancel this flight, so they're going to rebook for us. I'm not rebooking nothing. So I got up, went to the American Airlines counter and said, I don't have a cell phone. I don't have an app. I bought this plane ticket on a computer in my office at home in Florida. Go ahead and please rebook us and get us back to Florida. So they rebooked us from Dallas to Washington, D.C. So Karina got to see, the Washington, D.C. from 1,500 feet as we landed over the Potomac. We got off the plane, and then we flew from Washington, D.C. back to Florida. So that was an adventure. But honestly, I was getting sick and tired of being jacked around by these airlines. Janice Jefferson, when is the soonest you guys will file for U.S. citizenship? We were told that we could file a year post extension. Your thoughts? Now, let me give you the real deal. Karina can file for U.S. citizenship 3 months prior to being in the United States for 36 months from the issue date of her 2-year green card. So Karina's 2-year green card was issued June of 2024. So June of 2027, she's eligible to file for U.S. citizenship, minus 3 months. So March of 2027 is when Karina is eligible to file for U.S. citizenship. Okay? Which would explain why she's in English classes 4 times a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she is in English classes. Got to be able to pass this immigration and naturalization test in English for U.S. citizenship. So to answer the question, Denise, look, if Kenneth is interested in becoming a U.S. citizen, look on his green card. Look at when it was issued. Look at his issue date, the month. Add 36 months to that day, and then minus 3 months is when you can apply. You got it? Jody Fairfield, yes, I think it's about 7 to 8 hours, I think, from Navarre. We are trying to plan an October vacation to Navarre. Okay, very good. October's a good time to come. We want her to see our beautiful Emerald Coast. They're beautiful, the best beaches in the world right here. Hopefully we can get that done and meet up with you two. Well, we look forward to seeing. Hopefully we'll get to meet each other as a big group there. It'll be good. Denise Jefferson, thanks for the clarification. No problems. You're good, Denise. You and Kenneth are happily doing married life, and he's getting accustomed to the United States. He lives in Utah. It's a beautiful place, Utah, but it's kind of isolated. So, but Karina, she enjoyed it. She enjoyed the traveling all around the Western United States. Jody Fairfield, I hope so. That would be great. Yeah, we'll meet up in Navarre. There's let me see, they got some nice restaurants in Navarre. Maybe we could meet up at a restaurant on Navarre Beach. In October it won't be too bad. The tourists will be planning on going back home because the summer months will be over. So it shouldn't be too hard to find a parking spot. Okay, guys, I've been talking for an hour, almost about an hour. I hope I helped you today. I hope you learned something new today on this channel. This channel is to educate you and to help you get through this K1 visa green card process with as minimal stress and with as minimal cost as possible. I don't want to see you guys out there spending $4,000 or $5,000 on immigration attorneys to file for a freaking green card. It's not difficult to do. Jody Fairfield, have a great night. We appreciate that. I want to go ahead and relax, maybe watch a YouTube movie on YouTube. That's all I do. I don't have any satellite TV or cable TV. We don't have it. I don't see the point of it. Denise Jefferson, yes, effective date plus 36 months minus 3 months noted. There you go. You're welcome, Denise. You got it. I don't have cable TV at the house. I don't have direct TV or anything like that, and the satellite or anything. I think it's a waste of money because all you do is you get this cable TV and you got to put up with all the freaking commercials. Now there's commercials on YouTube, but you can skip them. So you can watch. So you want to see the news as it happens. Well, can't you wait an hour before it gets uploaded to YouTube, then watch it? Just my opinion. I'm messing with you. All right, guys. We will be back. I'll be back for sure. I don't even know what day it is today. What is it? Today's what? Tuesday? I think it is. I'll be back tomorrow for another live stream, 6 p.m. Central. Have a fantastic rest of the night. Relax during the process. Don't stress it. And we're going to pull you over the finish line. See you at the next live stream.